If you want to, oh. Yeah, she does. So yeah, you can sit with your legs out, or I'm going to cross mine just because it's more comfortable, but you can sit with them out straight. Lengthen through your spine, and then with your hands here on your legs, just make circles. Starting to rotate here. And then coming back to the center and reverse direction. Begin to deepen your breath. Yeah, he works with a mega star guru. He's done a lot of Tony Robbins stuff, but he's now working with Steve Hardison, who's like a hot shot in this whole life coaching world, but he's great, and he's been doing this work on himself for so long, so he's able to really translate it and help me deal with my issues with my sister. Here. Yeah, yesterday's session was like, he does like business coaching, but also life coaching and therapy type things. But yesterday was heavy on the therapy side of it. You can sweep your right hand onto your right knee, onto your left knee, and your left hand behind and twist. Good. And release. Come back to the center. Left hand onto your right knee, right hand behind and twist. Good. And release. Come back to the center. Walk your hands forward. Relax your head. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. So let your hands come towards the floor. Maybe your whole palm comes on the floor. As you exhale, relax your shoulders. And as you inhale, lengthen your spine a little bit out of your hips. So inhaling, maybe even lift up a little bit, lengthen, and then exhale, relax into it, on toward your heart towards the floor a little more. She wants the attention. Oh. Yeah. It's funny. And then release. Come back up to the center. Good. Bend your knees. Plant your feet on the floor. And rock your knees left and right. Good. Then, did they cramp? Oh. Oh, and got it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, you're doing great. You're keeping it together. All right. Let the legs come out straight and come to sit as straight as you can, so you can have a little bend in your knees. Turn your heart towards the right leg and just twist here again. So you can bring your left hand into your leg, lengthen through your spine, and then bring your upper body down towards that right leg. So now let those hands fall alongside the leg. You can shake your head, no. And then yes. And then let your head again be heavy, applying some pressure here, bringing your upper body down a little more on that, towards that right leg. Flexing your toes, your right toes up towards the ceiling. Oh, geez, Louise. And then release. Come back to the center. Bring your left hand behind. Reach your right arm up. Good. And just stretch that right hand towards that back corner of the room. Good. And then release. Come back to the center. Twist towards the other side. So right hand comes towards that knee, left hand behind. A little twist here. And then coming out of it, bringing your heart alongside along your left leg. So now come down again, bringing your hands. Good. Flexing that left foot. Come back to your breath, coming in and out. Two more breaths here, so applying a little pressure coming down. Good. And then release. Come back up. Bend your knees. We're going to do upside down tabletop. Push your feet on the floor. Lift your hips up. Looking towards your belly button. Good. Two more breaths here. And release. Bringing your legs back down. Take your block, place it underneath your right leg. So underneath like your right thigh. So your knee is bent. Good. And we're going to flex, slide it down maybe underneath your knee. So it's enough of a place where you can, you do it the shortest distance, but just slide it down like under your knee. Yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. Perfect. And so you're going to flex your leg. So activate your right thigh, squeezing your kneecap towards your hip. So pulling it, kind of drawing it in, holding here, core tight. And then release, let it go. Two more like that. Again. And release, let it go. And actually you could even rock your knee a little left and right here. You might feel your calf muscle kind of getting a bit of a massage there. Good. And then again, let it be still. Flex your foot, activate your thigh, pull your kneecap up, hold. Try to keep that left leg relaxed as you do this. Good. And then release. Let it go. Bring the block away. Bend your knees, plant your feet together, butterfly your knees. And release. Let the right leg comes out, then left leg has the block underneath the knee. Hands behind. And kind of like push your fingers into the ground so you can use your spine to be tall. And then flex that left leg. So activate your thigh, pulling your kneecap up towards your hip. So drawing it in, hold, and then relax. Good. Again, flex that leg, activate the thigh, pulling your kneecap in. And release. Come back, let it go. Here again, roll your knee left and right so you can kind of massage into that back of your left calf. And then relax the leg. One more time. Flex your leg. Pull that left kneecap in towards your hip. Good. And then release. Let it go. Remove the block. Bend your knees, and we're just going to alternate extending your knee or extending your leg. Left and right. Good. All right. Spin around, coming on to all fours. You can plant your hands underneath your shoulders, and let's make some circles with our hips here. You can reverse directions. Good. Maybe tucking your toes, pushing back on your heels so that you feel the backs of your toes stretch here. Good. Just keep kind of pushing back here, and then once good, and then let your toes go. Let's stretch our wrists. So then let the toes go, and now you can circle again as your wrists are stretched. So just locate, bring maybe one at a time, or one in one direction and the other in the other direction. Good, and then switch sides. Good. And then again, the neutral. Once you feel like you got to evenly stretch those out, come back to that neutral spine with your hands splayed, or your fingers splayed apart. And we're just gonna drop your torso down, keeping your arms straight. So the arms stay straight, but drop your torso, bringing it down and then up. The change happens in your shoulders. Yeah. So your shoulders, your arms stay right where they are, and just imagine, try to keep your elbows as straight as possible. So once you find yourself elbow bending, then pause there, keep your arms straight. So it's like a very small movement, like a turtle. Yeah. Keep your elbows straight, so you're just kind of like your chest is coming down and then up. Good. One more down and then up. Good. And then come to a downward facing dog. So splay those fingers apart, tuck your toes, push your hips up and back. And then walk your knees out, so bend one knee and then the other, alternating left and right. Feeling, and push your knuckles, push down to the ground, especially the space between your pointer finger and your thumb. Good. And reach your right leg straight up. Make circles with your right knee. We're just going to start warming up the body here. You're going to start feeling that. Good. Bring your right foot back down. Push down through the balls of your right foot. Reach your left leg up. Core tight as you make circles with your left knee. Good, Arnie. And then release. Come back down. Downward facing dog. And float into a plank position. So push through the heels, holding here. And lower your knees. Bring your knees down. Untuck your toes. Lower your chest in between your hands. Slither forward, cobra pose. Elbows together. Look up, lift your chest. Good. And release, bring it back down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. And then one more like that. Cobra pose, hands on the floor, but barely even touching the floor. Like you can almost lift them up and then bring them back down. So you're not using the pressure of the hands as much as you are your back. Good. And release. Bring your head down. Let your cheek rest on the mat. Let your arms come by your side. You can even wiggle your hips a little left and right. Good. Now interlace your hands behind your back. Grip those palms. Squeeze your hands as tight as you can together, and then again lift up. Try to zip your legs together. So keeping your legs together, your whole torso is strong, and maybe even lifting those legs up. So zip together, but lifting up. Pull your arms. Pull your grip tight, shoulders back. Good, Arnie, and release. Let it go back down. Let your left cheek come to the mat this time. Look over towards the right. Slowing your breath as you lengthen your exhale. She found her spot. Good. Now we're going to do extend your arms, spread your arms out wide now. So we're going to like a big, what we're going to do, we're going to do like full locust. So reach your arms out wide like a T, like wings. Good. Let your head rest on the mat. Take a moment here. And then zip the legs together. So activate the legs, activate your arms, and then lift up, lift your legs, reach your arms out wide, using all back to lift yourself. Try to look up towards the ceiling. You'll kind of see in front of you. Lift the legs, squeeze the legs up, hold here for 2 more breaths. You got it. Good. And then release. Come back down. Let your right cheek come to the mat, looking towards the left. Beautiful. Take 1 more breath here. And then pushing up into a tabletop position. So come back to that tabletop position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. On the exhale, coming into a cat spine. Push your back up to the ceiling. Tuck your tailbone in. Tuck your chin in. Inhale, lengthen. Lift your heart. Lift your tail. Drop your belly. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. Good. 2 more breaths here. Good. And then release. Coming back. Good. And then you're going to tuck your toes, push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And I'm going to reach that right leg straight up and then bring it forward. So you're going to come kind of like almost to a plank, bend that knee. Good. Hold here and then extend it back up. We'll do 2 more times. Good. Pull it in, core tight, pull that knee in and then extend it back up. This time we're going to swing it forward and then plant it on the floor. So then try to plant that right foot on the floor. Drop your left knee. So that right foot comes forward. And come to a low lunge. You can reach it around. Beautiful. Coming up to a low lunge. Yep. Yep, exactly. And then release your hands down by your side and then extend them out and up. Palms face each other. You can look up in between your hands, holding here. Draw your right hip slightly back, left hip forward. So your hips are kind of squared off. Good. Release your hands down. Have your 1 block on the right side. So bring your 1 block to the right, 1 to the left. Good. Right hand on the right block. Reach your left arm up. Good. Release that left hand. This can come to the block or the floor. It's up to you. Then reach your right hand up and twist. And release. Bring your right hand back down. Straighten out that right foot. So shimmy that right foot forward. Peel your right toes up. Stretching the back of your right leg. Relax the tops of your shoulders. Good. And bringing your upper body down. Let your head be heavy. Good. 3 more breaths here. Beautiful. And then slide that right foot back, draw it back and over to the right side. So, sorry, not that far back. And then we're going to do the lizard pose. So go ahead and grab your blocks. You can have them 2 underneath your forearms. Good. And then bring that right hand to the inside of your right leg. So that right arm swings to the inside. So now sweep it to the inside of there you go, perfect. And then bring your upper body down. So you can take your arms and rest them on the blocks. But your right hand can actually also rest on the block. So yeah, there you go. So you can bring, yeah, the right leg could stay bent and maybe even peel open the inner part of that right foot. It can peel open to get into that like underside of your right leg. But you want to relax your shoulder and let your upper body come down as far as what's comfortable or only remotely uncomfortable. And then once you find that spot, come back to your breathing. Relaxing the back of your neck, so let your head be as heavy as you can. Good. And then release. Come back up. Plant your hands on the floor. Draw your right foot. Extend it back. You'll feel that probably. You can kind of shake that out. Good. And splay your fingers apart. Tuck your toes. Push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Two more breaths here. And then inhale, high push-up or plank position. So rock it forward. Good. Holding here. Then lowering down your knees, your chest, your chin, slithering forward into cobra. Lift your heart up. Look up. And release. Bring it back down. Good. Interlace your hands behind your back. We're going to do this one more time. Squeeze your grip. Push down on the tops of your feet this time and then lift up. Pull your arms out, like you pull your shoulders back with your hands. Good. Hold and release. Bring it back down. Shake your hips. Good. And then push back up to a tabletop position. Touch your toes, push your hips back so that you relieve pressure on your wrists, and then lift your hips up. Good. This time, left leg comes out and up, 3-legged dog, and then pull it in. Rock forward, pull the knee in up towards your chest, so come forward. So your knee comes in, and then extend it back, core tight, and then pull it in. Good, and then this time, the third time, reach that left foot as far forward on the mat as you can towards the top. So left foot, you can bring your right knee down. Yeah, there you go. And then bring that left foot. Beautiful. You're doing great. You hear that? The floor sequence is also no joke. Then low lunge, draw your hips forward. Especially like your left hip will want to come forward, but try to square your hips off. Bringing your right hip kind of forward, reach your arms up. Lengthening through the sides of your body. And then bring your left hand down to the block or to the floor. Reach your right arm up. And bring your right hand back down to the floor. Reach your left arm up. Good, and release. Bring your left hand down. Peel your left toes up. Straightening that leg as much as you can. Good. Trying to lengthen your exhales. Two more breaths here. And then release. Bring that left foot over to the left side a little bit, not all the way back. And then bring your blocks underneath your shoulders in front of you. Good. Push down through the blocks, lengthen your spine, and then bring your upper body down. Let your head be heavy. Relaxing your shoulders. Take a few more breaths here. Good. And then planting the hands back down onto the floor. Draw your left foot, extend it back. And kind of shake it out a little bit, rotating your hips. And then bring the knee back down. Splay your fingers apart, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. And then we're going to walk your feet to your hands to your feet, meeting right around the middle. Hang forward like a rag doll here, so you can stay down, let your arms hang, and then hold on to opposite elbows. Alternate knee bends left and right, maybe sway a little left and right. Then push down through the feet, let your hands come down to the floor, letting the swaying pause, let your head be heavy, and slowly uncurl your spine, coming up one vertebra at a time. Once you get to the top, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Good. And then again, shoulders come up, back, and down. Coming back to your breath. Take your head, roll your head in half circles. Moving your head around. Then dropping your head back, making half circles in the behind. Good. And then dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder. Letting it pause just there, letting your head be heavy. Rolling your chin in towards your chest. And then roll your head, your right ear towards your right shoulder. Good, and then do those half circles. Half circles, so from your left chin all the way to your right chin. And imagine like your chin is almost there's a marker on the marker tip on your chin, and you're drawing a necklace, like, or like a shirt collar from one side. There you go. Good. And then come to the center, lift your head, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. So we're gonna do about 5 of these. So shoulders come up, back, and down, up, back, and down, up, back, and down. 2 more. Good. And then letting your head be straight. And you're gonna push your chin back, like create a double chin here, and then drop your head back. Drop your head back. So first push your chin back like you're making a double chin, like, and you're pushing a drawer back. So push your head, so you're trying to get your head almost flat against the wall behind you. Yeah, perfect. And then from there, drop your head back, looking up to the ceiling. Relax your neck, relax your throat. And then come back. We'll do 2 more here. Coming back up, normal, and then push back, double chin, drop back. Come back up, push back, ears towards your shoulders, then drop back. Last one, push back, drop back. Good. Come back to the center. Then reach your arms out wide, making big circles with your arms. So shoulders rotate. Good. And then release both arms up towards the ceiling. Bring your palms together to touch, just touching, no interlace. Reach up and over towards the right side, push your hips towards the left. And come back to the center, reach up and over towards the left, push your hips towards the right. Good, and come back to center, but keep your hands there. Sweep your right hand down to your right hip. Reach that left arm up and over towards the right side again. And release, come back to the center, right hand comes up, left hand comes down, push your hips over towards the right, left hand, or right hand comes and faces over towards the left side. Good. Release, bring both hands up now, interlace your fingers, bring your feet closer together so that you zip your legs up. Interlace your fingers, cross your thumbs, release your index fingers, drop your neck back just like we did before. Reach, so totally relax your head back, then reach those arms up and back, creating that back bend. Squeeze your glutes. Weight as much as you can on the heels as you reach your arms back, holding here, breathing in. As you lift your heart, exhale, push your hips forward. 1 more. Good. And release. Bring your arms back alongside your body. Separate your feet. We're going to place your hands on above your knees. Bend your knees. Good. Pull your left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Turn and twist. And come back to the center. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Bend both knees a little bit so they're almost like against a wall in front of you, like Velcroed, so that you're going to want to pull your left knee back, but try to keep it bent and forward as you twist. Good. And come back to the center. Tuck your chin, round your spine. Cat spine here. So you can even bend your knees a little bit, or bend your elbows. And then slowly uncurl your spine. Come all the way up to stand. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Beautiful. Now find one point. We're going to go into tree pose. So find one point to focus on in front of you. Activate that right leg. Slide your left foot up. Bring your palms together. Or you can have your arms out. You can have your toes on the ground. You'll still be able to get the benefits. Just draw that left knee back so you're opening your hip. Reaching your arms out and up. And then release your hands down to your heart. Release your hands by your side. Shift your weight to that left leg, bringing your right foot. Good. Palms come together. And reaching your arms out. And then release. Release your hands by your side. Good. Let your feet come down or be on the ground. Good. Reach your arms up, and now we're going to swing, crossing your right arm underneath your left as you hug yourself. So grip your shoulders. There you go. Right arm under the left. Nice. Bring your hands together. Now bend down, bend your knees, but lift your chest. So you're going to want to kind of tip forward, but try to see if you can lengthen your spine, pulling those elbows down and away from you, stretching your shoulders. Hold here, bend the knees. Feel your feet on the ground. No, look forward. Look forward. Yep. Pull your arms down and in. Good. And then release. Reach your arms out and up. Yep. Switch sides. So you're going to bring your left arm under. Crisscross. Wrap your arms. Bend your knees. Keep your gaze forward. And so the tendency is to want to like curl over, but you want to still lengthen up. So you're doing a back bend, even though it ends up looking just like a straight back as much as you can, but it's a slight back bend. Slightly, yeah, because your torso is a little leaned forward. Yep. And then release. Good. Roll your wrists. You can make circles with your ankles here. Kind of your heel. So keep the balls of your feet on the floor. Yep. Good. Now make circles with your heel. Good. And then you can kind of tuck the toes under, stretching the top of the foot. You can reach your arms out wide to have the balance. Good. And release. And feel that foot on the floor. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Palms come together. Exhale, hands at heart center. Good. Now lift your right heel and make circles with your right heel. So keeping the balls on the foot on the floor. In reverse direction. And then tuck your toes under. You can reach your arms out to have balance here. Tuck your toes under. And release. Roll one shoulder and then the other. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Palms come together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful, Arnie. All right, come on down to the floor. You can lay down with your head on the pillows. Actually, Arnie, stay seated. We're going to end here today while seated. So you can close your eyes, let your legs relax out. Relax your shoulders. And deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Take one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And now return to the natural cadence of your breath. Just feeling your belly and chest rise and fall with the inhale and exhale. Thanking yourself for taking the time out of your day to do this practice. Seeing yourself move through the rest of your day with strength and poise, balance, calm, whatever intention you'd like to set. Once you kind of have your intention, come back to your breath, breathing it in and letting it go. Bringing your palms together. Bowing your head slightly, connecting your mind, your heart, and your body. Take one more deep breath in. And then let it go. Namaste.